everybody, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new Studio Monday. And I'm going to be showing you how you can take a mug and repurpose it in a way that you'll be able to create some gorgeous mugs that you can use for planters, holding storage supplies, or whatever you'd like to do with a mug like this. Now, I have these enamel mugs. I have even done this on glass and it works really well. Now, one thing you'll want to do is you'll want to make sure you're working on a surface that can take your alcohol inks. So I'm using some freezer paper here as the surface that will be underneath of my mug as I'm working with it. I've picked out a bunch of different colors of alcohol inks, and I'm starting by putting it on the top of the mug and letting it drip down onto the rest of the mug. You can apply these alcohol inks however you'd like. I just really like this technique because it helped me cover a large area really quickly. You can apply this alcohol ink down however you'd like. You can put it onto some felt with an alcohol ink blending tool and dab onto the mug, however you'd like to do it. After I've applied all of these alcohol inks down along the top of the mug and it started to drip down, then I took some felt with some alcohol ink blending solution on it, and I started dabbing all of that alcohol ink, going around and around and around many times, getting that alcohol ink to blend all the way across this mug. And I'm covering all of the areas, so I no longer have a turquoise mug like I started off with, but now I'm getting all these gorgeous colors. And I actually really do like how that turquoise is peeking through here and there, and I ended up keeping that on one of the mugs, and I'll show you at the end of this video. Once I've gotten the mug completely covered, then I can come back in with more alcohol ink and start adding additional layers and colors, and you can add as many layers as you want on top of this. It really all depends on what the look you are going for. One of my mugs, this one in particular, is one that I didn't put tons of layers on. I left the layers pretty light, and I really liked the really light and airy, delicate feel that it ended up with. But then I have another mug, and I'll show you here in a minute how I went ahead and added more layers onto that one. Before I finish up this mug, I'm going to add a few more brighter colors in here to get them to really pop off of this mug. And that's the one fun thing about these alcohol inks, is that the more interesting and intense the coloring is. So here's a look at the mug finished. It is still wet right now, so you will want it to dry. I also did end up adding some color onto the bottom of the mug because I wanted that to be completely covered as well. So I just brought in that piece of felt that I was working with and dabbed on some more alcohol ink that was still left on there. And it creates this really cool effect. You could color the inside of the mug, which I did on one of them. I didn't do it on all of the mugs, but on some of them I did. And I really liked how that looks too. It just is the same process, except you're working on the inside instead of the outside. This is that mug where I said I went in with extra layers. You can see all of those really cool droplet effects that we have. That's from really intense layers on this mug. And now I'm bringing in some texture with that alcohol ink blending solution and also that felt. And that creates these really cool bloom and textural effects on the mug. Now, after creating all these mugs, you'll notice my craft sheet here is pretty messy. This is freezer paper. But don't worry, you can actually reuse these inks. Once you've done all of your blending and creating of your mugs, save that freezer paper and do some ink smushing with the alcohol inks and some YUPO paper. Here I'm bringing in some of that glossy cardstock and picking up that beautiful alcohol ink. And you can save this freezer paper, this smushed paper that I have left over. I'm saving that, and you can use that for making backgrounds too. Here's a look at a blue and purple version I did. Same technique, lots of layers, and you can create some stunning colors and mugs. It's really fun. Here's a look at this one here when it's drying. This is the one with tons of layers. You can see how much really cool interest we have. And then this one has a lot less layers, and there's a little bit of that teal still peeking through, which is really fun. I also did another mug that has some beautiful orange and peachy tones, and there's a tiny bit of pink peeking through here and there, and a little bit of that teal mug is also showing through as well. I had quite a few of these teal mugs, but repurposing them is so much fun. And then what you can do is use them for storing things like markers, or you can even use them as planters for spring flowers, because of course spring is right around the corner. So it's another perfect reason to go ahead and plant some flowers and brighten up your home for some beautiful spring colors. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial on creating these really cool repurposed mugs with alcohol inks. Be sure to check out the 2 videos I have on screen here. They might be of interest to you. And until next time, have a great day. Bye!